Would you like to know how to actually make a good gacha story? I'm just going to get straight to the point. Typically, there are 3 different segments that make a gacha life story that should be taken into consideration. That being the plot, characters, and genre. The plot consists of the introduction, which gives the viewer some information about the character's background, the story setting, and general background information. The rising action sees a problem or a dilemma in the story, which leads us to the climax, which is the part in the story with the most action. The falling action seeks the climax being resolved or things beginning to calm down, and finally the resolution is the end of the story, which is pretty self-explanatory. By incorporating this strict but helpful system into your stories, they are sure to be more understandable and realistic. Although it's good to know which character is which, it is extremely unrealistic to have names on top of heads, because you have to keep the character unrealistically small to fit the name in the screen. Also, in real life, you don't have a name on your head. For the hair, try to be as creative as you can using all the different places of hair that you can have. Here are some hairs that we will be discussing about. So for the girl, her hairstyle is pretty nice, as the style doesn't really matter in general, but the colors are questionable. White and blue hair is giving off gacha fairy hybrid vibes, am I right? Instead, if you're going for a realistic gacha story, refrain from using those bright highlighter-looking colors, even bright white. And for him, apart from the fact that this hair is extremely overused in those alpha romance stories, to make his hair more natural, we can add some details such as a hage and back hair. Now, time for the most fun part, the outfits. Try to add lots of detail as it brings out the character's personality and style. Also,
please don't look like a highlighter, as I said with the colors before.
Perfect. Now add your eyes and mouth. If you would like, you can add freckles like I did to the girl, and sunglasses like I did to the boy. Genre is the name we use to describe the categories that have developed over time for what we read, what we watch, and what we listen to. Now I think we all know that romance is the most used genre in gacha stories because it is so easy to make a romance plot. There is nothing wrong with this type of gacha story, but if you're looking for something more interesting, you could go with another type of genre such as fantasy or horror. But you could also mix 2 different types of genres to make your story more unique, such as fantasy and romance, adventure and horror, thriller and sci-fi. And that, my darlings, is how you actually make a good gacha story.